Welcome back to the channel. Let's explore together. Today we're checking out Sick Out of Fashion DEMONDICE something. No idea. If you want me to react to stuff that I have no idea what it is, you could use the links below because this is a reaction that was brought to you by you guys. Using the links in the description, you can request that I react to random stuff like this. Let's see what in the heck we've gotten ourselves into. Here we go. Rap, mix, and art by DEMONDICE, and then the instrumental is dancing. He's dancing to his beats. All right.
You know where to find me. A realist bringing demon bent to no laws. Meant to kill this mental illness, fashion trend with both claws. His head is Santa Claus, sad boy, blood spiller, Kuma Psycho, aka Manhattan Killer. Digital celebrity's been working for the weekend. I can't knock they hustle, but I can knock they teeth in. Glamorizing weak, thin, unbreakable, critiquing is inevitable. Shut my mouth for long enough, I'm speaking. American woman, no, I'm not trying to that shit code, but do I really gotta say it out loud? I'm proud to say I ain't no sugar bloated, candy coated bitch. You cannot dull run. Don't you know that idol rapper's such an oxymoron?
She broke my background, it looks like. I have several questions, but I think I can answer all of my questions by seeing if my assumption is correct. I'm assuming this is a YouTuber in another life, and they make music as well. So let me see if they have videos that are non. This is a music channel. Hey, be quiet. But do they have another presence? Playing co-op with Moist Critical. Okay, there you go. So they're a streamer of some sort. Let's look them up. DEMONDICE. What do we got? Musician. That's one thing to call it. But is that what they're really known for? Yep. Rapping. That's what they're known for. All right, then I do have several questions. Because the only satisfactory answer I was going to have to my several questions would be this is a content creator who is popular because they're a content creator and people want to support their music. Being that they are apparently popular strictly for their music, I don't know where to begin my line of questioning as to what the hell. But I think I've learned over time that there's an audience for everything, it seems. And the closer it gets to anything that feels like anime, the wider that audience tends to get, no matter the quality. So, yeah, I do not like the cadence. I do not like the rhyme schemes, because I'm looking at this as a rap song, because that's how it's playing. I don't like the cadence. I don't like the rhyme schemes. I find the lyrics to be trite and overused and annoying. If I hear one more person rapping about themselves or rapping about rap, I mean, I'm done with it. I don't like the overextended attempts at being super unique. Like, I'm not like the other girls, literally, in some of these lyrics, basically. It just, let your uniqueness shine through, obviously. Don't tell me that you're unique, kind of thing. So, I will await the slew of hatred I will get because I don't like something that you watching like. People can't handle that, especially in this day and age. And especially the closer to nerdcore I get, the more sensitive people are. So, hello. I greatly anticipate not reading your angry comments, but have at it. This isn't for me.
Lesson with lash, now best be sure so you deliver. Depression ain't a fashion accessory, but some beg to differ. Healthy isn't money, still I think I'd rather go clean than some mental illness, snapping selfies in a yo.
I mean, I don't disagree with the lyrics there. There's truly a problem of using mental illness and other things for clout. Though, if you're literally just going to tell me that directly in a rap, without it being very lyrically creative, I would ask for it to at least sound good. And I mean, it's engineered well enough. I find the beat to be a little meh, but it's not bad, and the mix is overall well done. I think the vocals feel a little lacking as far as excitement to them. They're just kind of a vocal layer just sitting there. But the biggest issue, even if it was a perfect mix, is just it's just the cadence, the feel of it is trying to find the right word for it, but I don't like how it sounds. And with rap, the voice is like 90% of whether or not it'll be good or not. And I don't like the voice.
That's my opinion, but say what you wanna. An epidemic filtered in black and off color.
Like this part when we're adding more vocal layers, everything's really muddy. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's a YouTube compression thing. It sounds more like a limiter issue, where we're putting so many sounds and then just using our limiter to crunch it and keep it at the correct dB level all around. Not enough subtractive EQing being used. That's where you get that muddiness when you don't take out certain frequencies from certain instruments and certain vocal layers. You just get this big chunked sound like this where everything is fighting. We're not using our sphere of music very well. And that happens a lot in these newer productions from younger artists because nobody seems to have an ear for it anymore. People just listen to whatever. So the people like me that care about audio quality, I think we're a dying breed because, I mean, you could slap a beat that you downloaded off of SoundCloud and do like a very basic condenser mic rap over it and people be like, oh, that's great. I'm like, no. The audio engineer in me dies a little each time of a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing, releasing music to great popularity because nobody even knows what to listen for, I guess. I mean, people think Raycons sound good. That's how bad it's gotten. People will listen to music on a pair of Raycons and swear by it. We have really lost our way. But you guys enjoy it. You know, I'm not here to yuck your yum, as it were. I'm not criticizing you for liking this. I'm just lamenting my own distaste of it with specific reasoning as to why. And encouraging you to possibly, if you feel like it, developing a more discerning ear for sound quality. Or if you don't feel like it, then don't. It's your life. Okay.
You want a bad choice? Already got one. Queen of the sad boys, kill it with a shotgun. Just my opinion, so say what you gotta know. It doesn't make a difference to me that much.
Every time we add another vocal layer, we run out of the headroom we already didn't have in this mix. I want to know what the limiter was doing on the master track, the master bus of this list. That thing must have been scooping so much out. We have lost so much of the peaks of this. It's all just a block.
Oh, you know, feeling so loved, it's pure walk, shot at your night that show. I'll put your sick out of fashion. Day-to-day life is pain, hashtag aesthetic. I feel bad for sad boys, they're all so fucking pathetic. Zombified inside the hungry eyes of SNS, so he may saba. Cheaply made musician disguise, you best believe it's drama.
Now we're talking about sad boy music. Tom MacDonald talks about this in his song Sad Rappers. I don't think, I'd say Tom MacDonald has put out more bad music than good music in his rise to fame, but he's a good musician underneath it all. His engineering is leaps and bounds better than this. I think that's Evan that does his engineering. I don't know if Evan still does his engineering, but Evan's a much better audio engineer than this. But I bring this up to say Sad Rappers is one of Tom MacDonald's songs that actually sounds sonically pretty damn good and is well written. So if I'm going to listen to someone talk about sad musicians using depression and stuff for clout, I'll definitely listen to that song before this. It's more nuanced. It's more entertaining to listen to. I'm not going to say Tom's voice is better because, you know, my distaste of her voice is, aside from the audio engineering perspective of it, is just a personal preference. I mean, she's on the right flow and everything. I just don't like how it sounds. So, you know, I won't say Tom's voice is better necessarily, because that goes way more into opinion, but it's mixed better. Lyrically, you get into more objective kind of analytics of it, and I think the lyrics for Tom are better. And from a song composition standpoint, Tom's song is composed in a way that I know is more complex, but I would also argue is sonically more pleasing. So, again, take that for what you will. Get triggered in the comments, because no matter how civil I am, I know you won't be, because I don't like the thing that you like. Boo-hoo. Grow up.
Something that I can't swing. Boy and girl romancing. Autotune the shit out of your voice because you can't sing.
That's not why people use Autotune. But again, I think we're still talking about the sad rappers. So she's talking about that specific SoundCloud cult that uses Autotune a lot. And sometimes it is to cover up for lack of talent. But I mean, when people say, oh, everyone uses Autotune because they can't, that's an annoying cliche. If you know anything about how Autotune and pitch correction works, if you can't sing, it usually won't sound good. Autotune, typically one of the prerequisites for it sounding the way that people know it to sound is being able to at least get close to being able to sing. T-Pain and Cher are the two artists that popularized the current Autotune sound, and both of them are incredible singers. And yeah, there are artists that turn on Autotune and just go and let it do stuff, but you can always hear the difference because the Autotune for those artists who can't sing, if you know what you're listening for, it's just kind of all over the place. Whereas 9 out of 10 artists that you listen to that have audible Autotune, it's the notes are switching like at this kind of perfect frequency, like buy you a drink, and you know, it has that perfect shake in it, which means in the booth they were actually singing very well. So that's most audible Autotune, is people who can sing and are using it as an effect. But I think to the song's lyrical credit, to try to give it some credit here, I believe we are specifically talking about that SoundCloud sad boy rapper, in which it is just a with Autotune on it to make it not sound like that. So we'll let it slide.
In on pity till the paychecks come. I'm sorry, we don't call that hip-hop in the country it was born from. Maybe you don't know their story, sorry, I don't need to. Ongak to image, got business, and the fans will bleed to be like you. It's true that I can laments, I can bitch, I can whine, but see, the people I'm critiquing won't tune up, and that's fine. You see, it's not like I'm belligerent for justice to drop, but if you're in the ship of image, why not just at the pop? Don't care.
Like, it's, again, I don't mind the message of this song, I just don't like how it's being portrayed in a slew of ways. Like I said, the first thing is I don't like her voice. I don't like the way that she chooses to deliver her cadence. The lyrics I find are very rudimentary for this subject matter, and that might be why this is so popular. I mean, when you look at what's going to be the most popular way to talk about hot topics, you just have to make the lyrics more and more and more basic to get there. So, you know, it's going to have a wide appeal because everyone knows what she's talking about. There's not subtlety or nuance. So, yay, wider audience reach, but I find it boring when a song talks about a bigger issue and it gets so baseline. And if you're going to get that baseline, I want it to just sound really good. Like, that's why I like pop music. Even though the lyrics are super basic, it sounds really good. So if you're going to have basic lyrics that are super straightforward, the trade-off I want it to be ear candy. This is positioned as something that's supposed to have a weird flair to it and a specific oddity to the sound, which I like, and I make music like that plenty. But if you're gonna do that, then I want the lyrics to either be super artistic and ambiguous or really deep, which neither applies to this.
Gotta witness careless villainy out in plain sight. So I'm glad that you can make some money off what's killing me in real life. Just my opinion, but say what you wanna.
I mean, I'm thinking of songs I've made that talk about the same subject matter. Fakers and Youre Sad are the first two that come to mind, where I talk about this idea of people using mental health for clout. And both of those songs are very different. Fakers is like a more melodramatic, kind of in the sad boy rap style with some really crappy rap verses in it. And then Youre Sad is like a EDM kind of pop mixed with alternative rock thing. And in both of those songs, and I wouldn't consider either of those like great songs. I think most of the songs I've made in this subject matter are kind of just passion projects. Like this would probably be. So I wouldn't expect someone who was listening to one of those songs to love it either. I think people get the misconception that because I'm critical of other music, I think that I'm doing everything better, or I don't do any of the things that I tell people not to do. As musicians, we express ourselves differently. But when I'm the listener, not the musician, I'm going to tell you what I think. And yeah, I would say of the things that I'm critical of this song, I'd say the one big difference between when I've tackled this and when this is being tackled here, well, I'd say the two big differences. One, I feel like when I was doing this crap, I made sure there was at least moments of lyrical nuance and subtlety and ambiguity for, listener interpretation. And I also think sonically, I made both of them distinctly experimental and distinctly, this is meant to sound weird. Whereas this feels like it's kind of that, but more than anything, trying to sound like I'm a cool niche rapper, not like the other rappers. And I don't think that works. So here, again, I don't like it. So I'm allowed to not like it. Calm down.
Epidemic filtered in black and off color. You want a bad choice, already got one. Queen of the sad boys, kill it with a shotgun. Just my opinion, so say what you gonna know. It doesn't make a difference to me, the more you know. Feeling so loved, it's walk, shot at your night the show. I'll put your sick out of fashion. Just my opinion, but say what you wanna, what you wanna, what you wanna.
I would like to hear this mixed better, though, without everything fighting. I think it would sonically, despite me not liking her voice, I think I would be able to enjoy it as a casual listen and try to ignore the super forward-facing lyrics if everything had a space, because everything's just fighting. I want everything spread out, smoothed out, again, subtractive EQing, maybe do a little bit different to some of these vocal layers when we have several vocals going, and when we have just one flat vocal layer, maybe add some more to that. It feels very much like there's an instrumental track and then her vocal layers, nothing's panned, nothing was made for each other. It was just, I bought this instrument, I slapped my vocals on it, I threw a limiter on it, and here you go. That's what it sounds like. And if that's not what was done, I want to know what went wrong in the more nuanced engineering of this.
Just my opinion, but say what you wanna, what you wanna, what you wanna. Just my opinion, so say what you're gonna go. It doesn't make a difference to me, the more that you complain singing.
Yeah. See, what's funny is she's talking about the opinions that people will have about the subject matter of her song. I'm not really arguing with her on the subject matter of the song. The opinion I'm sharing that she doesn't care about is that I don't like how the song sounds.
Life ain't fair, is an excuse. Hey yo, Mako, no one gives a shit. Nihongo de nante you. Just my opinion, but say what you wanna. An epidemic filtered in black and off color. You want a bad choice, already got one. Queen of the sad boys, kill it with a shotgun.
Alright, I'm gonna get a thumbnail in here before I forget. Only I don't want to grab my gun or shotgun to match, so we're just gonna go. What's this face? What is this? I don't know. That's as close as we're getting. Good enough.
Just my opinion, so say what you gotta know. It doesn't make a difference to me, the more you know. Feeling so loved, it's your walk, shot as your night the show. I'll put your sick out of fashion.
Well, yeah. Well, you got your money's worth on that one. This is a long reaction. Long reactions always mean that I either really liked it or I really didn't like it. I think we know which one it was today. I'm definitely not reading this comment section unless you've got a little member badge by your name. So if you want me to see your insults towards me, and you're still at this part of the video, well, you're gonna have to subscribe and become a channel member. Otherwise, I ain't reading crap. I've learned not to pay mind to people who can't tolerate someone not enjoying what they enjoy. Not my responsibility to like the same things you do. Anyway, let me know what else I should check out that's hopefully not that. Because I'll be fine not listening to anything like that again. And until we explore again, I'll see you next time.